chosen ones, empaths. In this video, it might sound contradictory, right? It might sound that way, but I really need you to try to understand what picture I'm trying to paint, what I'm trying to get across, right? Okay, like, so if you've been brutally discarded, okay, the natural inclination, you don't even realize you've been discarded. That's the thing. The narcissist doesn't give you closure, okay? So possibly you may not have even clicked on this video, but I hope you have. And if the wounds are still fresh, you need to listen to this advice and you need to follow these steps accordingly, and you will see significant results, okay? Now, let's say, let me paint it like this, right? If narcissist is being cold with you, they're being cold. Maybe they're not taking your calls. They're not picking up the phone. They're not having a discussion. Or they've actually discarded you. They've cut you off. They've ghosted you. They've done something, right? I need you, right? You may have already made the mistake. You might have sent them messages. You might have wrote stuff on their social media. You might have reached out to them. You might have reached out to their family. I need you to become emotionless, right? You are dealing with a demonic, devilish parasite that is obtaining supply and looking at you as if you're desperate. Please press the like and the subscribe button. Help your brother out. Take 2 seconds of your time. Now, I know you're not desperate, right? If you have already made the mistake and you have reached out to them, you've sent them, I don't know, you might have sent songs, you might have sent quotes, you might have posted quotes on your social media, you might have done all of these things, right? I need you to understand, right? Stop. Please stop. Because the narcissist, in their mind, the place where they're at, right, is you've been devalued. You know, you're still clutching at the love bomb. You're holding on to that love bomb. You're still seeing them through the rose-tinted glasses of a lover, of your partner, of your husband, of your wife, of your boyfriend, of your girlfriend, of your companion, of your soulmate. You need to understand, if you've woken up to that they're possibly a narcissist, right? They're possibly toxic. You are halfway there. Now, what you need to do in this situation, right? What you need to do is you need to stop declaring your love. You need to stop trying to fix the problem. There is nothing to fix. There's no problem. They're making a mountain out of a molehill, right? They're making drama. You got to understand the essence of a narcissist, okay? When you was declaring your love for them in the good times, right? Quote unquote, right? Inverted commas, whatnot. In the good times. Let's say the good times. Even though I say that they're the worst times of the relationship because you was asleep to the abuse, and I believe that the best times of the relationship are actually the worst because we're so asleep to the abuse. That was supply for them. But what you're doing now, by trying to declare your love, by trying to problem solve, right? They are obtaining supply the same way. Now, with a narcissist, supply is supply. It's energizing them. Now, if you stop declaring your love, stop trying to fix a problem because there's nothing that's broken, right? Right. What's the saying? Why try to fix something that's not broken? It's not broken. They are discarding you. They've seen greener pastures. They think someone else is better than you, right? They've got a moment of relief. Let them have that moment of relief. Stay away. Stay silent. Don't chase after them, right? Let them go. Now, I'm telling you, don't listen to this advice to win them back. I'm not telling, like, you could possibly win them back from this advice that I'm telling you. And you will possibly see them again. They might come creeping back round, right? But I'm telling you that if you take these steps, right, I need you to stop declaring your love, stop trying to problem solve, and I need you to put a wall up. I need you to door slam them, bolt it, and weld it shut. Give me a second. Let me have a sip of my coffee. Okay. You're dealing with a devil. They are soaking up your supply when you're reaching out, declaring your love, telling you how much you love them. They're soaking up the supply. And if you made this mistake, I don't want you to be hard on yourself. I don't want you to think you've done the wrong thing. You've done the right thing. In a normal functioning relationship, you are going down the reconciliation pathway. That's all you're doing. When you're declaring your love, you're trying to reach out, you're trying to problem solve, you're trying to reconcile. And in a normal, healthy relationship with a normal, healthy person, even a normal, healthy person that's not even an empath, right? That will work. That will work. Like, you might sit down, you might have a coffee or a tea or a drink or whatever, and you would sit there and you'd discuss and you'd say amicably, like, oh, let's talk this through. Okay, do we not want to be together? Do we want to be together? Like, and either, and both of you would obtain closure, and both of you would either go your separate ways or you'd reconcile and get back together. But when you're dealing with a narcissist, they've got a plan in mind. They've seen greener pastures. They've been looking on their social media, and I don't want you, I'm not triggering you here. Please bear with me. They've seen greener pastures. They think that they can live life without you. It's because you've built them up so high and they've devalued you so much that they don't look at you the same way. They don't respect you. They look at you like you're nothing now. And the reason why they look at you like that is because they know they're not actually worthy of love. Deep down in the core of them, if some of you believe this is from childhood, you know, some of you do believe that. What I'm saying is, they may have been raised by a narcissistic parent, but there's many empaths that have been raised by narcissistic parents as well, and they were devoid of love when they was a child, and they were scapegoated or labeled as a black sheep when they was a child, but they still grew up to be a loving, caring empath, right? They didn't grow up to be a narcissist, right? But there's two types of black sheep, right? There's a black sheep that will grow up and get away from the narcissistic parent, and they'll grow up and they'll become better, and, you know, through the abuse they face, they end up becoming campaigning against abuse. They'll help others. They rise above it. And then you get the other one who turns into a victim and starts creating drama and mess to obtain supply from their parents, to get some kind of recognition from their parents, right? So that's the two types of black sheep. And obviously, like, the one that chooses to just obtain attention from their parents is actually, like, you know what I mean? They're the devilish kind of ones. That's what I believe. They're the ones that have, like, been chosen by the devil and whatnot. But what I'm saying is, I want you to be proud of yourself. If you have reached out and tried to problem solve and tried to fix the relationship, you can look in the mirror and you can say, I tried my utmost. I tried my best. But look, if you're on this video now and you've chased after them for 6 months, right? Or you've chased after them for a year or whatever, the moment that you say, I'm going to stop chasing, I'm going to stop reaching out, I'm going to go silent. I'm going to go no contact. I'm going to door slam, then bolt it and weld it shut. Just wait for the time. If you do this, what I'm telling you, for an extended period of time and you go silent, I mean block them on social media, block them on WhatsApp, block them on Instagram, block them on Snapchat, block them on all of these social media outlets. I'm not that well versed on these social medias because I don't really use them. Block them on those devices. You can say one final statement if you want to. I think it's some people will agree with me, some people won't, but I feel like you'll feel better in your spirit. And maybe you've already said enough. Maybe you've already said enough by declaring your love. You can actually say that was your closing passage. That was your closing statement. You told them you love them. You told them you want to fix it. But maybe you could even just say to them, you know what? You're a dusty little narcissistic weirdo. I don't want nothing to do with you. I tried my best to problem solve and fix this. Pardon me. You have just pushed me away. One day you're going to regret this, and you can tell them about it. Or you can just go silent and go ghost. If you go silent and go ghost, right? Go no contact. I know it's hard. I know it's painful. But you've got to realize you're not dealing with a normal functioning human being. You're not dealing with a loving, divine counterpart. You're not dealing with a soulmate. You're not dealing with a boyfriend. You're not dealing with a girlfriend. You're not dealing with a husband. You're not dealing with a wife. Right? And if you people are married, I'm saying be the first person that fires the shot of the divorce. Be the first person, because if they haven't initiated the divorce, I want you to be the first person that initiates the divorce, right? Because they're still keeping you lingering around. The narcissist is never done with you. If they've initiated the divorce, don't put up any barriers. Let the proceedings take place. I'm telling you that the divorce procedure is a long process, and there will be times and a place that the narcissist will try and slimy, whatever the word is, try, slither back into your life, right? But I need you to make sure you've door slammed, bolted it, and welded it shut. I've got you to understand that God is actually woken you up to the abuse cycle. There's some people that don't wake up to the abuse cycle for 20 years. So if you've woken up after 5 years, count yourself lucky. Count yourself as a blessing. It's a blessing in disguise, right? You've actually woken up to the fact you're dealing with a parasite, a vampire, a demonic weirdo, someone that is very ill-minded, ill-hearted, and they're not the person that you thought they were. You need to detach from everything that you thought they were and retrain your brain, rewire your brain, and understand you're dealing with a parasite, understand you're dealing with a toxic person. You need to stop looking through the eyes that they are a partner, that they are a soulmate, that they are a companion. This is a war you're fighting now. This is a spiritual battle. This is a war you are fighting. Honestly, it is a war you are fighting. And you will win. You will prevail. I'm not saying that you're going to see significant reactions from them in the first couple days or weeks even, right? But if you leave it for an extended period of time, sometimes it will be quicker than others. You will get hoovers. You need to make sure you're strong enough to not let them back in, because that's a whole nother video. If you let them back in, that's a whole nother video. We don't let them back in. They had one chance of you and they blew it. That's the kind of mindset I need you to have. They had a chance to do, you know what I mean? They had a chance of you and they've blown it, right? And you declaring your love for them, you reaching out, you trying to problem solve, that was the good empath in you. That was the chosen one in you. That was the beautiful side of you. Now you need to think like a narcissist. Now you need to operate like they're treating you. I believe in eye for an eye. You need to be cold, calculated. I'm not telling you to manipulate, but I'm saying this is slightly manipulative. What you're doing is you need to cut them off. You need to go no contact. You need to go silent. And they're going to try and spark a reaction from you. You might see them outside your work with their new supply. You might see them, I don't know, in the town with their new supply. You might see them on social media posting loads of stuff with their new supply. Do not give a moment of weakness. Do not give into it. Keep no contact in place. Keep silent. Stop declaring your love. It falls on deaf ears. Stop reaching out to them. Block them. It is the most powerful thing you can do, right? And work on yourself. I should have mentioned this earlier. Work on yourself. Work on your healing. Work on self-love. No one is going to love you more than yourself. And no one is going to love you more than God loves you. And I'm telling you that God has snatched you out of a very dark relationship, situationship, marriage, or whatnot. This is why. And I know you think it's painful, but this is why I'm going to paraphrase what I always say. The best time in the relationship was actually your lowest point in existence because you was asleep to the abuse. And the most painful time in the relationship when you couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, and you had uncontrollable tears is your highest height. That mountain that you climbed, right, is over now. It is over. You are now embarking on new journeys. Do not rush out there and rush out and meet someone new. Do not try and copy them and rush out and meet someone new. You need to heal first. You need to get to the place when you're so comfortable in your own company and that you don't need someone in your life to feel sufficed. That is the time when you're ready to meet someone new. Until you reach that point when you're happy by yourself and you love your own company, that is the time when you are ready for a new relationship. You see, me, for example, I enjoy my company so much now that it's going to take a special kind of someone to actually come into my life. You know, I've got an idea of what I'm looking for. I've got an idea of what I want them to bring to the table. I don't just want them to provide me a child and sex. That's not enough. They need to provide a lot more than that for them to be in my life. They need to be an empath. They need to be a chosen one. They need to be a being of light. They need to have a good heart. They need to have various things. And this is the sort of stuff that you deserve. And this is the sort of stuff that the universe and God is preparing for you. Do not worry. Your future partner is being prepared. Your future partner is possibly going through an abuse cycle just like you've gone through. And you will meet in a future time and you are going to gel so well because it's possible they have been through the same abusive cycles that you have gone through. Okay, so basically, if you have been discarded, to sum up this video, stop declaring your love and stop trying to problem solve. There's no problem to fix. There's nothing to fix. It is an illusion that the narcissist has painted to you. They're deliberately doing it to you, right? Do not pick up the breadcrumbs that they leave. Do not give in to the Hoover attempts. Go no contact. I will say this again. Go no contact. Door slam, bolt it, and weld it shut. Give it time. Work on yourself. Work on your healing. There's many stories I've heard of people who have become wonderful painters. They've written wonderful books. They're singing or they're making music. Do something else with your time. If you've got children, I should have touched on this earlier. If you've got children with the narcissist, look into parallel parenting. Do not co-parent with a narcissist. There's absolutely no point of co-parenting with a narcissist because they obtain supply that way. If they keep turning up at your house or vice versa, or you have to go to their house to see your kids, try and get some process going with parallel parenting. It's very powerful. You communicate through an app. I know this person was your was your true love at one point, but they were nothing but a counterfeit soulmate. I need you to understand this. This person was nothing but a counterfeit soulmate. They are not the one who's meant for you. And this is why you have woken up to the abuse now. You are awake. It's like Neo in the Matrix. You have unplugged. You have awoken. Now, you can go back to sleep if you want to, you know, but you can either take the blue pill or the red pill, right? And I'm not talking about red pill in the red pill community that's prevalent in today's society. I'm using the reference of the Matrix, right? You can either go back to sleep and, you know, go back to sleep and be back in an abusive cycle, or you can actually stand firm, stand strong, enjoy your alone time, work on self-love, go for walks, release endorphins, ground in nature, do various types of things, focus on your work. If you've got children, focus on your children. You know, there's a lot more important things you can be doing with your time than channeling your energy towards this nothing but a parasite. That's what they are. They're nothing but an energy vampire. And if you are declaring your love, you're trying to problem solve, they're soaking up all that supply and pushing you further and further away. You have to use reverse psychology now. You cannot. In a normal loving relationship, you reaching out, you trying to declare your love, you know, the person would reciprocate it. They're not reciprocating what you're saying. They're not. And this is why I say it's important that you need to think. I don't know if counterintuitive is the right word. Basically, you need to think backwards. You need to think in reverse. You need to do everything in reverse. You know what I'm saying? Like, for them for a normal person to get attention from them, you signify a signal. Hello. And the person will say, yes, what would you want? That's a normal situation. With a narcissist, you need to go quiet. Then that gets their attention. You not reaching out, that gets their attention. You going silent, that gets their attention. You door slamming them and bolting it and welding it shut and never letting them back in, that gets their attention. That's when they get desperate. That's when they get needy. That's when they desire you back. When you turn cold, that's when they want you back. So anyway, thank you for watching today. Please press the like and subscribe button. If you would like to donate to the channel, you can find the link in the description box. And if you would like a one-to-one session with myself, you can also find the link in the description box. Currently, I have a secondary channel. It's a more spiritual-based channel. You can also check that out if you'd like to. So anyway, I'll be back with another video soon.